Hello everyone, welcome to the pre-match press conference of the game between Chennai FC and Kerala plus CFC. We have our coach Ivan Kunaj and player Jeakson. The floor is open for questions.
So, Blasters was a good form in the first half of the ISL season. We have an unbeaten side, especially in the home ground. But now things are changing. We have lost a couple of games against Odisha FC and now Punjab FC. So how do you evaluate the performance of Blasters in this situation, and what's your progression over the next months?
Well, we had, like you said, a good run in the first part of the year. On a long term, with that program, with many issues, many changings, we managed to get good rhythm, good amount of points, of course. Then after the New Year's, with that competition, we had to go up there in Odisha. With lack of accommodation, training grounds, then we had to fly back and forth. Like only in January we had 10 flights. Playing that game for me as a coach, I think it was unnecessary to have that kind of. But anyway, I will not count the victory we had in the first game in that group stage in the cup, because it was the team from a lower league. It's not something that you can compare, because the level between I-League and ISL is huge, it's different. And then all the 4 games that we played against our ranked teams, we lost all of them. I think that it's a disastrous line, especially the way we played the last game here at home against Punjab FC, which I think was, like I said after the game, the lowest level of football game that I've seen since I arrived in India from our side. Year in bubble, last year I think that was the worst game we played so far. And as a coach, it's disappointing. In a couple of days before the game, we were talking about the way how we need to play that game, that we cannot be casual, that we cannot approach that game with ease, that these are the most dangerous and the most difficult games to play, yet we failed. So, as a coach and us as a coaching staff, the thing that we value the most in our team is the commitment, responsibility, and the body language you have as a player, as someone who is a part of this special club. Especially when you play at home in front of your fans, you must give always something more than your opponent. You must show that you care, and that was not the case. So, as a coach, it makes you angry. It makes you disappointed. Then, the feeling that you spent 14 minutes of your time, or 15 minutes in a half time, talking about commitment and character and the approach and how you have to behave and look on the pitch, and then we don't do it. So you lose more time talking about that than about tactics or any other things. And I think that our part, so since we started January, again, no excuse about injuries or players missing. That's football. The other players, they have to step up. This is their chance to prove themselves, to prove the value. So, but without 4 defeats in a row, I must admit that as a player and as a coach in my now more than 10 years, I've never had 4 defeats in a row in my whole career. So again, for me, it's kind of embarrassing, disappointing. I hope that the players, they feel the same. I hope. So, and then the only thing now on a short term, that games are coming now up. We have 8 more games till the end. Well, it's about us to show how we react on the pitch, whoever is on the pitch, okay? How we react, how we behave, how we show our value as a team again. And that's the only way. It concerns me a lot, and as a coach, you want to fix those things. So from one side, it's the beauty of the job. From the other side, okay, I like the challenges. So it's up to us together now to regroup and let's say react on the pitch. That's the only way.
4 defeats in a row. But the main thing is Manchester has conceded 12 goals in the last 4 matches. I think 3 against KBFC, 4 against Northeast United, and 2 against Odisha, and now 3 against Punjab FC. 4 matches considered goal 12. How do you evaluate this performance, especially in the Blasters defense?
Again, like I just said, the previous question, disastrous. Because we proved in the first part of the season that we can play games with clean sheets. We proved it, whether we played with foreigners in the back line or without foreigners, because we were winning also games when we had suspended players. So what does it mean? Does it mean that the players are now worse than before? No. Did they forget to play football? No. It's like riding a bicycle or swimming. These things you cannot forget. So these players, they didn't forget to play football. And again, it's about only this mental part and character part of being committed to your team, being there to defend when you need to defend, having your responsibilities and fulfilling your tasks. Because in football, the easiest things and the easiest details in football are defending, showing character, fighting spirit, mentality, commitment to your team, your teammates. And funny enough, these things in football, they require zero talent. You don't have to be talented for that. Many players worldwide who had and who have and who will have great careers, most of those players are players who are not that talented, okay? But they are players who are, with a hard working rate. So high working hard rate, working for the team, showing that commitment, having great mentality, having great character. Okay, I had the luck in my life that, for myself, I would say that I was average player, medium player with great talent. But I understood that by working hard, being committed to my team, that maybe some teams would like to have me, and that happened to me in 18 years of my playing, because very often coaches were saying, good player with hard working rate, committed to the team, good mentality, all these things. These things are important if you want to become important football player of your team, tomorrow maybe national team. And then again, we as a coaching staff, we value those things. I like to see players having those things, because talent, if you want to show that you are a magician or whatever, it just doesn't count. This is when you play with the friends. On a serious level, you have to do the job, you have to be committed to your team. And again, I'm angry at myself because we need to speak about those things. In some other parts, these things, actually, that players, they have to do that. It's like a mandatory part of your job. The extra talent you have, it brings something extra to your team. And these things concern me, these things are important, especially in ISL. Because in last 2.5 years or more, the games, 99% of the games, have been won by working hard, being disciplined. All the games we won in the previous 2.5 years, Jeakson can confirm that, because we are together since. So we were working hard. So nobody offered us never points. We had to work hard. We had to work together, be disciplined, committed to each other, disciplined on set pieces, disciplined in defending, and now in these last games we failed to do it. So as a coach, of course, it's my responsibility, but again, repeating many other things, it's about, when you are on the pitch, to do that together as a team. So now we are in a moment of, actually, where we lost our momentum of winning line. So now we are in a suffering moment, 8 more games to go. We cannot plan nothing on a long term, because the program was also issued, I think, a couple of days before we played in Odisha. So now it's about, game per game. Tomorrow we travel to Chennai. It's about that game. Later games who are arriving, who cares about that? We'll see about that later. So now it's about us finding a good option, if possible, to go in Chennai and play one good game and try to get something positive out of it. So that's how we'll do it now.
Hey, Coach.
Yes.
How important is the game against Chennai FC for KBFC at this moment?
How
important is the game against Chennai FC for KBFC at this moment?
Very important. I'd say Jeakson can confirm. In the previous days before the game against Punjab, we as a coaching staff, we were saying that the game against Punjab is the most important game of the season. And for us, it was the most important game of the season, because maybe with one nice victory, you could have sit down on the ranking, with some extra points, having a kind of small luxury going towards the end. So now, for us, every game is like that. It's not about putting pressure, but it is. So every game for us now, it's about getting some extra points, trying to fit and be there in the playoffs, and let's hope that we can do it here.
The game here in Kochi against KBFC was a draw, and it was a very tough game, a physical game. Are you expecting a similar game at this moment?
I expect even tougher, because every time we play the game, speaking now also about Mr. Coach Owen, so every time playing against his teams in the previous season, it was a fight, it was many duels, fighting game, many runnings, jumping duels. So this kind of game I expect the same. They have a quality team, they have quality players. They can win any game they want. They are also not in favorable position, but it doesn't mean nothing. We saw that also in the previous game against Punjab, the team who is almost, half in their head on vacation, like it's the case with some teams in the league who already finish the season and saying, okay, let's play till the end. So, but it doesn't mean nothing. The teams who are bottom table are at the table. Anybody can win anybody. It will be a tough game for us. I don't expect to be easy.
But you spoke about the mentality of the players. So when approaching a game with this mentality, such a game with the physicality, how do you expect the players to react?
Whenever we had that kind of mentality, and whenever we were responding to fighting spirit with the right character and the right approach, we were in a position to win the games. So we proved that many times in our stadium and in away stadiums against many teams. Especially now, if you speak about this season, we managed to win both games against Kolkata clubs in Kolkata itself. So with this kind of approach, when you have correct approach, our players, they know that when we have that correct approach, we can win anybody we want. We miss that, we cannot win, not even against, academy team or B team or whatever you say. So if you don't have that approach in this league, you have no chance.
After the last game, fans reacted in a way that wasn't so pleasant for the fans and for the players and the team. So what's your thought on that?
In previous, again, 2.5 years, we managed to achieve many nice victories. First year in the bubble, last year and this year, with the help of our fans. Of course, whenever we perform good, whenever we play good, there is a support, and they will always support us. Okay? Whenever you as a team fail and play bad, of course, the fans, nobody is stupid, and of course the fans, they have the right to say that. But from our side, again, we failed, and that was the reason. When we fail as a team, not showing that needed character, again, as a coaching staff, we value the things, especially in Kerala Blasters. We value the things that you give something extra in this club. For yourself, for your teammates. Doesn't have to be for a coaching staff, but for the fans, you must give something extra. It doesn't matter, because here, it doesn't matter what's your name. It doesn't matter where you're coming from. It doesn't matter if you achieved before coming to this club something extra or not. We don't care about it. The moment you are here, despite, your name, you have to give something extra. Something extra you have to give for this club, me as a coach, the others as a players. This is how it has to be. So of course, when we fail in this kind of game at home, the way we lost the game, it's with a reason. So, of course, and whenever we play like that, we don't deserve support. Whenever we give everything, they will support us. That's the fact of football.
Coach, you spoke about the mentality and the fighting spirit, but you think the lack of a leader or a player who can inspire the players in this ground is a problem. We are missing Luna right now, and nobody can replace him as a leader, not as a player. But is that a problem that the team facing right now?
Yeah, could be. But again, when you miss somebody, like if you speak about our captain Adrian, when you miss somebody, that's also for the other players to step up. It's the dressing room mentality, saying, yeah, we miss somebody, but you have to go with it. So you have to play your games. So missing that kind of mentality on the pitch and off the pitch, of course, you can feel it. But again, when you create team dynamics at the beginning of the season, playing style, you want to play in one style. Then due to injuries, like it happened with Jeakson, who is important part of Kerala Blasters national team as well. In the same game, we lost 2 of valuable players in Mumbai in October. Then you have to deal with it. You have to continue. The other players, they have to step up. You have to then to change playing style. You have to change the approach. We had to do it several times because in a, let's say, shorter period, we were losing players all the time, losing some key players. In these cup games in Risha, we lost also Pepra. Again, you have to change the approach. You have to change. But again, as a team, you have to react because it's not an individual sport. So the other guys, the other players, they have to step up and say, okay, this is now about us. Let's do it. It's easy to find excuse and use excuse like, hey, we are missing one player, or we are... No. That's, you're missing one player, it's done. He's out till the end of the season. So we have to find a way to fit in the other details and to try to get the points that way. But as a team, sometimes it's difficult, it can be less good, but yeah, we have to deal with it. No excuse about it.
Jeakson, now you have come back to team after a long time of injury. So what is your expectation of preparation for the next game? Especially the next game against KBFC and next after the game against the crucial match against FC Goa.
Obviously, we would like to win remaining matches. Actually, we all know we had some bad match. Last few matches was a bad result, and I was happy. Honestly, I was happy. And unfortunately, my first match after coming back didn't go well. We lost. So hopefully next match and upcoming matches, we'll all fight and try to win all the matches as possible and try to stay on the top.
One more question about the Blasters attacking side. The Fedor Thermit plus diamond tackles. So how do you evaluate this type of two players, and what's your preparation and plan about these two players, especially Fedor plus diamond tackles?
Well, we see still about that. Again, to repeat, Fedor with his arrival, he's still not on 100%. Last game he played beginning of December. Then after signing, we were waiting for more than 2 weeks for visa issuing in Europe. So we were losing precious time with that. So he arrived later. Then also, when you arrive from Europe now in this part of the year, from minus 15 on plus 35, it's like 50 degrees of difference, you need time to adapt. You need a couple of weeks to come to your senses, to adapt to everything, to your teammates, to playing style, to climate, to everything. And, he needs to play. The more he is on the pitch, the better he will be, of course. For the moment, it's still not 100% because it needs time to fit these two puzzles together. Of course, Dimi, he is the crucial part and key part of our attack for second year in a row. And then for the striker as well, when he finds his dynamics with one group of players, and then when that group of players constantly change all the time, then it's again starting the new chapter. So you have to find yourself again. So and that can be frustrating. I understand that from strikers, this part of the football game, it's obvious. And then sometimes, but it needs time to fit in. But on a short-term league like ISL is, sometimes we don't have time. So again, we would like to see these two guys cooperating together, scoring goals together, creating something nice together, and then hope that for the remaining games now till the end it will fit in. So, especially Fedor, he's a great professional, great character, great mentality, very committed to his team. So, we are happy to have him because he's giving and showing the right example to everybody. Hope that he will fit and show his value.
Mr. Jeakson, you played a game after 4 months. How did you feel?
As I said, it's feel good, first of all, and I was happy after a long time and come back. But I didn't want to start my comeback like this, but unfortunately, and that's all of our responsibility now. And there's now only two options: whether we give up or we try to bounce back and try to reach the top level. So that's it's up to us now.
So the first half of the game started and ended very well for the team, but the second half started in a not good way. So do you think that is because the players think the first half we got something like the top portion or something, they think they have achieved something? Is that the reason behind it?
No, but again, the way we played the first half, especially from the beginning, I was not pleased. So the first minutes and the starting minute, even we were speaking about it in the dressing room before the game, day before the game, in a team talk, how it will be important. But again, as a coach, it frustrates me that we have to use more time speaking about character side and how we have to approach and play games than tactical things. So we wanted to use one tactical approach, and every time we were doing that, we were creating chances against our last opponent. So then, after first water break, we accelerated a little bit. We started again to do these things we wanted to do, and we scored a goal. Okay, again, we failed because later we conceded that goal, I think, in a stupid way. After mistakes happening, like followed mistakes, and then in the halftime, especially in the second half, in the first minute, like I said also, we had a corner kick. But then the body language that is very important in those moments that you want to show your opponent that you want to win the game. Because 99% of the games in ISL, the team who shows by body language and character that you want to win that game, this game you will win. And this is what happened. Like, we didn't show. What bothered me the most, especially in the second half, it looked that we are the team from bottom table who has nothing more to lose, nothing more to play for. Having in my mind just like, okay, let's go for the vacation. And then our opponents, who were actually bottom table, they looked like they're fighting for a top table. And it bothers me. It bothers me because this part, like I said as a coach, for these values and this part of your football game, you need zero talent. It's just the character side, that you want that mentality, winner, these kind of things. And in life also, in football, you have two types of people. Or the people, go-getters, you go there and you get, like, with character and mentality what you want. Or the guys who complains, who they don't care, and trying to be victims and finding excuses, referee, bad pitch, my shoes, blisters, these are like BS things, The go-getters, when you show your character and your willpower, and these things we value, these things you must have as a football player if you want to succeed. If not, you will end up nowhere. So we want to show that back again, because we showed in the past that we can do it. We won many games thanks to that, and we need to show that again if we want to stay on top. If not, we have no chance whatsoever. So I hope that you will respond in the correct way. As a coach, it's my task to work on that, to show that again in the remaining games till the end.
Thank you.
Thank you.